Hey everybody, this is Bridge the Gap, and today we'll be talking about the final step in the habit-changing cycle, sharpening the saw. Remember that too often in our culture, we are led to believe that all we need is willpower to change our habits. Further, if we don't have enough willpower, we can begin a downward spiral of negative self-talk. I must be just lazy, there must be something wrong with me, I'm a loser, I have no willpower, and on and on. If you want better results, you need to ask yourself better questions. So rather than beat yourself up, take out your journal and sharpen the saw. Sharpening the saw means every day you are sitting down and evaluating your habits by looking at areas for improvement. Sharpening the saw means you're focusing on these 7 areas of habit change. First, your habit tracker. A habit tracker is a list of habits you want to do every day. Take out your habit tracker worksheet and look at all the areas you're doing well in and all the areas you've missed. If you'd like a copy of my habit tracker, email me at tom@letsbridgethegap.com and in the subject line say, "Tom, I want the habit tracker," and I will email you a copy. The first question you must ask yourself is what went well today and what needs to be improved. If you're looking to change a bad habit and you've not been successful, you can ask yourself these 4 questions. What can I do to make this bad habit invisible? What can I do to make this bad habit unattractive? What can I do to make this bad habit difficult? What can I do to make this bad habit unsatisfying? If you're looking to adopt a new positive habit into your life, ask yourself, what can I do to make this habit obvious? What can I do to make this habit attractive? What can I do to make this habit easy? And what can I do to make this habit satisfying? The key to habit change is to constantly keep asking yourself these questions until you find solutions that work for you, the solutions that lead to lasting change. Number 2, make 1% improvements. Make your new positive habits too small to fail. Ask yourself, what can I do to make a 1% improvement today? Look to make tiny changes in the right direction rather than massive changes that never seem to last. Adopt the following 2 rules. First, do the new habit for a minimum of 2 minutes every day. If you do it for 2 minutes, cross it off the habit tracker as a win. If you go longer, that's great, but all you need to do is 2 minutes. Number 2, never miss your new habit 2 days in a row. After a few days, you'll have a chain. Just keep at it, day in and day out, and the chain will grow longer and longer every day. Your only job is to not break the chain. If you do break it, forgive yourself and start over. You are trying your best. As James Clear put it, making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse seems insignificant in the moment. But over the span of moments that make up your lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. Number 3, change your story. Your story is the sum of the baggage and limitations that you put on yourself or that you let others put on you. Your story keeps you from making progress. Your story keeps you sabotaging yourself. It's hard to change a bad habit if you don't first change the underlying person that led to the behavior in the first place. So repeat this sentence over and over, every hour of every day. I can achieve anything I set my mind to without limitations. Read, think about, and visualize this sentence as a fact, because it is a fact. You are able to achieve anything you set your mind to without limitations. Put this sentence everywhere and read it until it becomes a habitual part of your thought pattern. Remind yourself of this sentence every hour of every day. Do it until it becomes as natural as your breathing. Read it over and over until it seeps into your subconscious mind. Do this until you live it, feel it, and it takes over your decisions. Let this sentence become your guide in times of uncertainty, your compass in times of self-doubt. Remember that we have between 60 to 90,000 thoughts every day. 95% of these thoughts are the same ones we had yesterday, and 80% of those are negative. Think about this for a moment. 95% of your thoughts are the same ones you had yesterday, and 80% of those are negative. This means the brain is essentially a record of the past. It is not a map to the future. Be committed to investing in your mind. One way I've done this, and it's had a massive impact on my life, is to listen to audiobooks from the best minds in self-development throughout the day. This greatly interrupts the negative chatter in your brain, and it starts to replace some of the old negative thoughts with new positive ones. Number 4, develop your willpower. David Goggins is a Navy SEAL and a long-distance runner. He talks about the 40% rule, which is the key to understanding willpower. Think of a scale from 0%, no effort at all, to 100%, maximum effort. He says that any time you try to make a new change in your life, whether it's to start exercising, changing your diet, or quitting porn, your brain will tell you to give up when you get to about 40% discomfort. You still have another 60% of effort that you haven't touched. Most people stop here at the 40%. But David Goggins talks about success being on the other side of discomfort. Remember this 40% rule the next time you want to give up. Think of willpower like a muscle. It is reliable right up until it runs out. It only has a limited amount when you first started using it, but over time, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. This is why making tiny 1% improvements is so effective. If you have very little willpower left in the tank, you can still make a 1% improvement because the perceived level of difficulty is so low. Further, once you get going, you can use the 40% rule to keep going. Number 5, have a growth mindset. Carol Dweck wrote an incredible book called The Growth Mindset. A person with the growth mindset believes that failing is part of the process on the way to success. The person with the growth mindset embraces challenges because they know that stepping out of their comfort zone is the only way to reach their highest potential. A person with the growth mindset is a learner. This is the person who embraces learning and growing so much that they don't have time to criticize others and they don't care what others think of them. They're too focused on their own self-improvement. They believe that all skills are learnable and they can acquire any skill as long as they apply the effort. Number 6, use implementation intention. Implementation intention is scientifically proven to get you results. Those who do it follow through on what they say they will do 80% more of the time than those who just hope they'll do something. Implementation intention is where you write down what you're going to do, where you're going to do it, and when you're going to do it. For example, I will exercise for 20 minutes at the gym as soon as I finish work. I will meditate for 15 minutes in my living room as soon as I finish my morning coffee. I will read for 15 minutes as soon as the clock hits noon. I know implementation intention seems really simple, but it can have a massive impact on what you're able to follow through on every day. I use it for everything I plan to do. It takes less than 10 minutes every morning, and it's had a massive impact on my life. Write down how long you'd hope to do it for, but remember, even if you only do it for 2 minutes, you consider it a win. Number 7, focus on Keystone Habits. A Keystone Habit is a habit that has a substantial positive impact on all areas of your life. They are the habits that spill over into other areas of your life and have a positive effect on your emotions, thoughts, and beliefs. Once these Keystone Habits are ingrained into daily routines, you will feel so good that you'll find your cravings for the bad habits will diminish. The 4 Keystone Habits to focus on every day is daily meditation, exercise, sleep, and diet. When I was working to change my bad habits, I made sure I had these 4 Keystone Habits working every day. I used a habit tracker to ensure I checked off each of these habits. Remember, you can change any habit if you're committed and you follow through on these 7 steps. Rather than beat yourself up when you fail to change, instead, ask yourself better questions until you're able to change the habit. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to hear more videos on becoming your best self, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks again.